Hey guys, this is AnimeWarZ here, and today we're going to be doing the 7th part of What If Goku Was Born with God Ki. We have 4 more parts of this What If, then I will be starting my next What If, what if Goku and Vegeta were trapped in the time chamber. After that, the next What If hasn't really been decided yet. I'll probably think about it once the time comes. There's nothing much else I want to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Now let's cover the first match of the Tournament of Destroyers. They decide to let Krillin fight first, and he actually does pretty well. Krillin begins the fight and he charges right at Botamo, throwing a punch straight at his round belly. Once he does though, the force just gets absorbed by his fat. It actually stuns Krillin a little and makes him forced to change his approach. He starts flying around the circuit attempting to find an opening. Taking off one of his arms, he actually uses a technique that was of Android 16. Bombs go flying from the flat ending of his temporarily severed arm and let off violent explosions. Botamo still just tanks the explosive energy and doesn't even move his planted feet. Krillin, seeing that he can pretty much take any level of blunt damage that he can output, decides to come close and launch his Destructo Disc. He feels bad having to use such a brutal attack, but the fear of Beerus scolding him is definitely enough to make him load up the discs and chuck them. These attacks manage to chop off one of Botamo's limbs and even force him out of bounds while trying to dodge one of the discs. The next match is now Krillin versus Frost. Krillin doesn't even know Frieza that much, and the only time he met him was on Earth. This means he knows much less about Frieza's race as a whole, but he knows that they're supposed to be evil. This means that the fact that Frost isn't evil is definitely surprising, but not as much as it would be in canon for him. He also finds it weird how he looks so different to the Frieza that he saw, since he has only seen Frieza's final and golden forms. Frost starts in his first form, and Krillin actually has superior fighting ability. He ducks under a punch to his face and strikes upwards with 2 punches to the chest before dodging past a swing from his tail. Finally, he launches a powerful one-hand energy wave that Frost is forced to catch and evade by forcing it to the side. Both of the fighters are thrilled by the fight and continue to pour their all into it. Soon, seeing that the fight is going nowhere since they are basically going toe-to-toe, Frost transforms into his second form. Krillin comes diving down with a punch that cracks the arena floor, but then Frost dodges and lands a kick to the chest that launches Krillin across the arena. Swiftly, he arrives right behind the fighter and knees him in the back as hard as he can, causing him to stumble across the ground weakly. Luckily, due to his infinite stamina, he can fight through this and fight at near peak performance. He continues to throw haymakers and other blows, fighting second form Frost. As of now, the two fighters seem to be equal. They both slam their forearms into each other at the center of the arena, causing vibrations to be released from their points of impact. Frost backs away then begins his next transformation, reaching a form that Krillin is more familiar with. Triple threat, Krillin shouts, beginning his next technique. He begins with a technique that is totally unique to this What If, the Solar Flare times 500, which completely blinds his opponent. It was also far more effective as his eyes were wide open when it happened. Next, he chucks in a bunch of Destructo Discs. The first one severs off the tail of Frost and slices open the side of his abdomen. These discs keep on coming and he has to rely on his other senses to try and survive with these highly destructive circles flying around. While they soar towards Frost, Krillin takes off the end of his arms to launch several explosions at his opponent. The arena becomes incredibly bright from these constant explosions, but the light eventually dies down to reveal Frost again. He is quite bloody from the discs cutting him, but other than that, he has only received minor bruises. Krillin flies across the arena as fast as he possibly can, then throws a full power punch to his stomach, causing no damage. Frost then throws a punch of his own, launching Krillin right off the stands, disqualifying him. He is quite bummed out to see his fighting come to an end, but he knows that Frost is far above his level and there's no use in fighting anymore. Gohan is persistent in fighting next, and the group have little knowledge on why. He just says that he has a form to use, promising that he can win. "You better not lose me this tournament," Beerus exclaims, furiously standing back as he waits for him to go and deliver on the arena. Gohan faces Frost fearlessly, making Frost think about using his poison. However, he decides to keep it for Goku or Vegeta, and also to use it if the fight turns against him. At the end of the day, he doesn't know how strong Gohan is since they haven't even started fighting yet. Gohan immediately starts to power up and he transforms into his Super Saiyan God form. Beerus stands up from this ability, but Whis isn't surprised at all. He saw that Goku used this God Ki as a mere child, and he correctly deduces that due to him being the son of Goku, he has some form of this gene too, and is able to use God Ki even without any form of divine training. Gohan blasts off his feet and kicks Frost once in the stomach, winding him and making him cough a mix of blood and spit. Finally, he leaps up into the air, then dives down with a kick to the back that slams him into the arena floor and knocks him out. Frost literally didn't have enough time to use his poison and attack Gohan, so he has lost the match and Gohan is kept on as a fighter for the next match. The following fighter to come and compete is Auta Magetta. This fight goes pretty quickly. Gohan ends up getting frustrated and shouts an insult which just causes the large robot to have a massive emotional breakdown. One punch is then all that is needed to launch his target fighter right out of the arena and onto the ground. The next fighter is a much stronger one, Cabba. Gohan sees that he is of course a Saiyan and that he is unable to use Super Saiyan. This time, Gohan is the one to teach Cabba and act as his first fighter in this tournament instead of Vegeta. Both fighters start and Gohan doesn't bother transforming. He simply goes into hand-to-hand combat with him and sees that Cabba seems to have the upper hand. It surprises him, but he then transforms into a Super Saiyan, making Cabba fearful and surprised. However, he has just been overpowering his opponent, so it gives him some needed confidence to continue fighting him, even after this cool and terrifying transformation. He throws 3 straight punches to his stomach and is shut down as he sees that he just doesn't move. Come on Cabba, the way you get this power is through need. You see the God of Destruction over there, do you know what he will do if you lose? Gohan asks, kicking Cabba across the ring. As he slides back, he flies right after him and gut punches him before landing an acrobatic kick right to his neck. Cabba gets winded and beaten down from just these 3 hits alone, falling to his hands and knees. His breath is intensified and he continues to hold his neck from the throbbing pain from within it. This is a lethal mistake as it leaves his face open for a kick to the nose. Of course his nose breaks and he stumbles to the edge of the ring, having his hand fall off the ring briefly. Like a cornered dog, the only option left for him is to bite. With the complete need for power, he stands up to his feet and screams, powering up into his new Super Saiyan form right in front of Champa. Good, now go and get him already, Champa insists. The new Super Saiyan flies right at Gohan and punches him in the chest and follows with a series of blows. Gohan is weaker than him, so he is getting rocked by some of these hits. Gohan, of course, is happy to help Cabba but needs to win the match. His aura switches to a flowy and fiery red and he transforms into Super Saiyan God. Cabba throws a punch to his chest and feels no movement from his body, not even a little shake. Gohan retaliates with a punch of his own, launching Cabba off the ring to deem the godly Saiyan the winner. The next match is a rather tough one for Gohan, Hit. Gohan is advised by his companions, mainly Vegeta, to use his strongest form from the jump. They just don't know how strong this guy is and Vegeta has the feeling that he could be strong. It makes more sense since Champa has kept him away for so long. But then again, if he does defeat Hit, he might not have the chance to fight, so Gohan not using the transformation from the jump might actually be what he wants. Even with all of these thoughts, Vegeta just throws it to the side to let himself just watch the match at hand. The fight begins and Gohan runs forward in his Super Saiyan God form, listening to Vegeta's advice. Before Gohan even reaches his opponent, he gets slammed back in the way, sliding across the ring with a bloody nose. Even Gohan himself has no idea what's just happened. After this, Gohan doesn't just rush in since he thinks the same thing will happen again and decides to play out a bit of range. He chucks in a bunch of ki blasts but Hit just dodges almost every one then just tanks the last one. Gohan brazenly launches a one-hand energy wave, but as he launches this energy wave, Hit disappears from sight and strikes him in the cheekbone, rocking him hard. As Gohan stumbles back, Hit just punches his face again and kicks him to the side of the ring. Gohan slowly gets back up with a bloody nose and can barely see with his unsteady vision. Come on Gohan, let go of that rage inside of you. Show him your true strength, Goku shouts, standing from the sides. Gohan digs from deep inside and lets go of his true power and roars like a dragon. Gohan punches Hit and actually makes Hit concerned by how much stronger he's become. Hit uses his time skip, but Gohan somehow predicts and chucks out a fist in the direction which he thinks Hit will come out of. The attack lands and actually does some damage. Getting heated from his growing rage, Gohan just starts screaming at the ground and powering up even more, trying to reach inside for everything he's got. Gohan manages to transform into Super Saiyan Blue, then throws multiple punches in Hit's stomach. He is able to slide him to the edge of the ring, and once he is just a few steps away from taking it out of the ring, he predicts a time skip. Feeling Hit's presence behind him, he slips right under the incoming punch and launches a close-up ki blast to the stomach. This explosion blinds Hit for just a second or so, but this is all that Gohan needs to grab his arm and spin around as powerfully as he can to try and eliminate him. Gohan gets close, like really close. Just a step from throwing him out of the ring, Hit stops holding back and reacts by throwing Gohan instead, succeeding. Since Hit was able to handle Goku at Super Saiyan Blue, he's definitely able to handle Gohan in this What If. Gohan hits the edge wall and is eliminated, giving Universe 6 their second win. The next fighter is Goku, who is more than eager to see the power of Hit. Vegeta wants to leave himself for Hit, believing that Goku will lose the fight, however Goku thinks otherwise. Goku suddenly enters a Super Saiyan Blue and rushes at Hit with a smile on his face. The first punch actually rocks Hit and launches him back. Hit is stronger than him at this point, but he doesn't expect this amount of power from the Hit. Next, Goku ascends into the next stage, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. This makes him around 20 times, probably 21 times or so, stronger. Hit uses time skip and knees Goku in the face, but this only moves him back slightly. He simply just looks back with a smirk and hits well Hit with a jab then a kick to the chest. Both of these attacks definitely disorient Hit, but he definitely becomes disorientated from the following blow. This next blow drops him, but he decides to utilize his time skip to not get hit as he's on the ground. Goku runs right back after him with a barrage of punches to the body, pushing him to the edge of the ring. Hit throws a rash and wild hook to just try and land something on Goku, who ducks under and punches him off the ring to win the entire tournament for Universe 7. Beerus stands up from his seat elated and Whis just makes a posh and respectful clap while sat with his legs crossed over. For the following arc, Future Trunks still returns to Earth and this time he is to spar his father and not Goku. This is because Vegeta is actually the strongest mortal on Earth and Trunks is more than happy to see how strong his dad is. "If you're my son, you better be strong," Vegeta insists, charging right at him. Trunks seems pretty scared as he flies so fast, turning into Super Saiyan 2 immediately. He parries Vegeta's first hit and punches over to the head. Trunks successfully slams his soul into his chest, hurling Vegeta back while they're both fighting in the air. Trunks pounces and charges after him, launching a ki blast as he approaches him. The Emperor just knocks the blast away then swivels over a punch, landing a kick down to the head. "You're so strong and you're still in your base form," Trunks exclaims, thrilled by the fight. "I see why you weren't able to fight against Goku Black. You won't be able to fight against someone like Goku if you're this weak." "Yeah, I guess so." Trunks quickly unsheaths his sword and swings downwards to try and slice his father. In a flash, Vegeta evades and punches his son in the face, following with a lower body shot to the stomach. Defensively, Trunks pulls his sword back and Vegeta goes wild, punching this sword. Somehow it manages to endure these haymakers, but the third punch causes Trunks to lose grip and drop it. Once his sword falls out of his hands, Vegeta elbows him across the face and finishes off with a spinning kick across the jaw to launch Trunks in the opposite direction. Trunks sees that he has literally no chance and the spar is stopped. This isn't a great indicator of how strong this Goku Black will be, since base Vegeta dominated his son, but all they have to do is wait and see. Goku and Vegeta end up in Trunks' timeline, just like in the canon series. This time, Vegeta is much more confident and is thrilled to see Goku Black himself. "I'm going first, Kakarot," Vegeta declares, powering up into ordinary Super Saiyan. He appears behind Goku Black and throws two devastating punches to the back, making him cough out a mixture of blood and spit. This deity slowly turns to get brutally punched in the jaw, dislocating it. His body is almost shot downwards as he falls in a straight and high velocity manner. Vegeta rains down a collection of various golden beams of energy that shower the injured Goku Black. Once the ki blast stops getting rained down on the man, he is revealed with ripped and torn clothing, but especially with open bleeding wounds. "You annoying mortal insect," Zamasu screams up, transforming into a Super Saiyan. "There you go, better," Vegeta shouts down, smirking at his weak opponent. With this transformation now, the tides could be turning Goku Black's favour. With the new confidence of the Saiyan form, he zooms up in flight while smiling intensely. Vegeta just flies above him with a stern look, awaiting his approach. Goku Black begins the assault with a wild punch that Vegeta parries with ease. Another punch comes flying for his face, but he is easily able to just move his head out of the way. Goku Black, unable to accept that he might still be inferior to Vegeta, who is immortal, throws another wild punch that Vegeta can just drop under. After dropping under the attack, he drives his knee into the chest of Goku Black, finishing off with two accurate blows and then a final energy wave to try and finish him off. As Goku Black is fighting off this golden beam of energy, Vegeta transforms again, upping the stakes to his Super Saiyan 2 form. Goku Black is left in a very sticky situation. His arms burn as the blast is about to consume him. Vegeta just laughs as he pushes even more with the blast, putting all that he's got into it. Smartly, Goku Black flies back as fast as he can while also going sideways to evade it. His hands are left incredibly bruised and so is his ego. Vegeta looks from above, still making no facial expression at all. "I will take you down along with your idiotic Zero Mortals project. You believe that you're so much stronger than us mortals, but you're about to get killed by one," Vegeta claims, actually striking fear into the deity. "Is he?" someone says from behind Vegeta. Vegeta is very confused, turning to see no one behind him. No one will stop us from completing our project, especially not you, imperfect mortal, Zamasu says, standing beside Goku Black. Took you long enough, Goku Black shouts in frustration. So that will conclude the 7th part of What If Goku Was Born with God Ki. Please tell me something you liked about the video, or something that I should improve on for the next part. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.